Bitcoin's almost up to 100,000. This is one hell of a move, and I find it to be fascinating. Before we get to all of that, I do want to start with some of the. Actually, I just want to mention this. For the traders and automated traders in the bunch, that's who's going to be watching this content. I want you to guys just to reiterate here that the macro and micro news that comes out, like you need people like Mike and I in order to go through some of the stuff, in order to pay attention to all the different things that are going out there. Like you should be listening to the podcast, you should be on Twitter, you should be just to get the ideas of what's out there. And I find it so refreshing to be able to have this time with you, Mike, here every Friday to go over some of the things that are going on. Because even I, like, when I do the rundown for the show, I go, wait, what happened?
Yeah.
What actually moved? And then you'll message me and you're like, oh, Tom, did you see this, that, and the other? I didn't even know that was going on. Mm-hmm. So I think it's really worthwhile for everyone to be paying attention to this. So that's great.
I totally agree. I think it's really easy to get lost in the charts every week and sort of miss the excitement around what's moving those prices in the first place. So the nice thing is kind of unfolding what's moving markets, but also what might be moving markets in the future.
That's right. Well, for this week's stories, like I'm pretty excited about the two tones, because we have this whole thing where there's these recession fears. Now even my recession signals are flashing. And then you also have stocks moving in these crazy ways. So let's start with the bad news first. When we're dealing with the bad news here, I'm seeing, first of all, the U.S. Q1 GDP numbers came out, and it was negative 0.3.
Right, down 30 basis points from a projected up 30 basis points. So we were technically 60 basis points below expectations.
That's right. And if I actually wouldn't mind checking the Fed tool, I think they're saying that the market is pricing in 60% chance for a 25 basis points cut in June. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, we'll have May 7th, which is next week, 96% chance of a continued pause. And then by June 18th, about a 65% chance of finally, well, actually at this point, the market's pricing in a continued pause actually in June. We don't see a cut until potentially July with a 55% chance at this point.
That's right. The 10-year Treasury did dip to 3.8% some weeks ago, but it's back up to 4 point whatever now, the 10-year, which is like, not good, right? This really lends into that thing that Ken Carson, which we'll talk about later on, was saying that yields are not going down like below 3. The 10-year is not going down below 3. And there's a lot of people who are betting on yields going back to 0. In fact, I was betting on yields going back to 0. Have you ever heard of Alex Gurevich? I might have talked to you about him some time ago. He was like really big on this trade. He's the one who set me up on this trade some years ago, actually before COVID hit, where you can bet on Eurodollar. It was him and John Burbank. You can bet on Eurodollar futures and then make a bet that the interest rates were going to go down to 0 super quickly, and that you can make oodles of money that way. And I did, and it was like this really amazing move, and he had been right about a bunch of different things. I placed money on that, and it was one of those things where you make life-changing money in one trade. But he had then called for interest rates to fall back towards 0 over the last, let's say, like in 2022, 2023, and so on. And it's been interesting to me how that not only did that not happen, we're not even getting close to 0% interest rates. Like we're not even anywhere there. Trump can't even force Jerome Powell to get down to 0 interest rates. We're not in that vein. So if our new low is at 4.3, 4.2, well, the next inflation bout that's going to happen with this trade thing, the supply chains, we're already seeing supply chains being disrupted because of it. Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to have the same inflation shock that we had, like similar supply chain disruption, cost push inflation. That's going to happen again.